All right, guys, this is going to be your first laser project, and we're going to make a keychain or a travel tag. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up Adobe Illustrator, and on your Mac computers, if you click on the bottom left-hand corner, that Windows flag, and type in AD, Illustrator will come up. If 2017 is available, click on 2017, otherwise use the newest version. Once you're in Illustrator, you'll see a blank screen like this, and you need to click File, New. When you click File, New, it'll ask you if you want to name it. You can if you want. I'm going to name mine Keychain. The width, we're going to put 20 for our width, and we're going to put 12 inches for our height. And that's because that is the total width of our hobby lasers. Our color mode, which is right here, needs to be set to RGB. It usually is, but if it's not, make it RGB. And then up here, this is important for us. Since we are stubborn in the US, we still use inches. If you want to use centimeters, you can. We use inches because we're doing that in shop, so we'll stick with that. Then click on OK, and you'll see a white artboard pop up. Everything that I click, or everything that I create inside of this white artboard will fit inside the hobby lasers. For our project, we only need a keychain. Let's see, let's type this out for our visual kids. We're going to make a key that is roughly 2 by 3 inches plus or minus 1 inch. So those are your parameters. 2 inches by 3 inches plus or minus 1 inch. So to start this project, we are going to make our box. And you'll notice that when I had my arrow over this, I'm holding it down and I have a whole bunch of examples. I'm going to choose the rounded rectangle. You can choose any one of these items that you want to make your keychain with, and then I simply make my box. Now to get it to the right size, I'm going to come up here to what says transform, click on transform, and Mr. Hodson said 2 inches wide, so I'm going to click 2 inches there. I'm going to hit tab, and I want it 1 inch high, and so that's the size of my keychain. Now in order to cut this out, I need it to be red, so I come up here to my colors, and instead of black, I hold that down, and I'm going to click on red. I do not want the whole thing cut out. Red will cut out. So anything that is red and 255 will cut out. There's this little bent arrow over here. I'm going to click on the bent arrow, and now I have a hollow box. While this is still highlighted, I'm going to come up here to stroke, and I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to make my stroke 1/1000th of an inch. For all of you kids struggling in math, that's 0.001, 1/1000th of an inch. And you'll notice when I do that, this rectangle gets really faint because stroke is how hard you're pushing down with your pen or pencil, or in this case, with our digital ink. This is really small for me, so I'm going to make it bigger. In order to make my screen bigger, I'm going to click Control plus, unless I'm on a Mac, and then it's Command plus. And since I'm making a keychain, I need a hole in the top of it. So I'm going to come back over here to my rounded rectangle, hold it down, and then go down to the ellipse. And now I can make my ellipse. If I want to make a perfect circle, I am going to hold down Shift while I'm making my circle. And then I think a good size for this is 1/4 of an inch. So once again, I'm going to come up to transform while my circle is still highlighted. And 1/4 of an inch as a decimal, as you all know, is 0.25, tab, 0.25, enter. And I want to get that a little bit away from my edge so I can drag it over. And now I'm set. Everything that I need cut out, except I've noticed that my circle is not a thousandth of an inch. So I highlight it, come back up here to stroke, thousandth of an inch, 0.001, enter. And it got really faint too. So I know that these two lines are going to cut out. And then I am going to put some words on my keychain because I want everyone to know that it's mine. And you can see that those words are way too big. So I have two options. I can either highlight this and then come up here to points and shrink it down, and you'll notice my N didn't get shrunk. So we'll highlight that too. The other option is from here I can click on the black arrow and you'll see it highlights the box, my name, and I can push and pull this, even make it upside down, I can make it backwards, I can do all kinds of fun things with that. So I'm going to extend it to the size of my keyboard. And then my other assignment on this project is to insert an object, insert a picture. Right now I'm coaching basketball, so I'm going to find some basketball clip art. I like this hollow one. So for Illustrator, I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy image. If copy image doesn't work, you can always go save image as and save it to your desktop and then open it. But for Illustrator, we're simply going to copy image and then go back into our Illustrator, make sure we have the black arrow, click onto my document, and then I'm going to do Control V, Control Victor. And you can see my lines are a little blurry. It's not very good yet. And this is super important now. While this is still highlighted, I'm going to come up to Object. Once I click on Object, I'm going to go down to Image Trace and then Make and Expand. So once again, I'm going to go to Object, Image Trace, and then Make and Expand. And you'll see how that changed. Now my lines are really clear. They've been vectored. And I want to make my screen smaller, so I'm going to do Control minus, unless you're on a Mac, and then it's Command minus. And there is an invisible box around this. I want to get rid of that box. So now I'm going to click on the gray arrow. And when I click on the outside, I can highlight that box and get rid of it. And now I just have the basketball, which is nice. So to size it, I can either grab the corners or I can come to transform. Either one. For most of you, you probably want to click the corners. So I have my picture, I have my words that I want, and this is my keychain. And I'm thinking, what if my keys get lost? So this is an option. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to put my phone number on here so that people can find me. So I'm not going to put it in the instructions, but I'm going to put my phone number on here so that when my keys get lost, somebody can bring it back to me. All right, we're ready to print. Now, if the bell is about to ring, I'm out of time and the bell is about to ring, then I'm going to save this to Google Drive. And you can see that I've already opened my Google Drive. So I'm going to save this to my desktop. I'm going to go Save As, and I called it Keychain. Notice it's saved as an Illustrator file. And I'm going to save it to my desktop. And I click Save, click OK. Now I'm going to open my Google Drive. And you guys will probably have to go through the class or the central website to get there. And from here, it's super easy. Once my Google Drive is open, I simply grab that document off my desktop and drag it into my drive. And you can see down here at the bottom, it says upload is complete. Now it's in my Google Drive. When I come back tomorrow, I can access this from any computer. When you are ready to print, if there's time left in class, then you are going to save this to a thumb drive. And the thumb drive, the only difference is I'm going to go save as, and I'll put a thumb drive in right now while I'm waiting. And for us, our USB drive is right here, AP Tech. I'm going to click on that and then click Save. Once again, click OK. And if you're on a Dell, you can simply unplug it. If you're on a Mac, you will want to properly eject your thumb drive or your USB drive, and you're ready to go. Now you're ready to go print out your document. Good job.